Hi, hello. This is Flavia, also known as Alexandra. And this is the forecast for week April 15th. Let me just check because I can hear myself to be and my echo. Sorry, I'll just fix it. This is the first time I can hear like that. Oh, should be better now. Yes, here we are. Okay, welcome. So, next week is coming to us, and it is going to start actually very quiet. It is going to be quiet in the beginning. It is going to be a little bit more energy in the middle of a week on Wednesday, and then weekend will be quite busy. But let's try to unpack it from a very beginning. Okay, so Wednesday, the 17th, 7 o'clock, 27 minutes after 7 o'clock European time, which is going to be in mountain time in US 11:27. That's, of course, the time of a peak of the aspect. We might feel this energy a little bit few days before and some days after it, because I always inform you about the exact date of a peak of the aspect. And, it always starts sometime before it reaches the peak, and then it goes down. So we are talking always about the peak. So on Wednesday, we have this amazing combo, which is the conjunction of Venus and North Node. And of course, because it's a node, so the same time we have sextile with Venus with a south node. And to be honest, that's actually amazing time for relationship. If you're in a relationship or you're a single, it doesn't really matter. All of us, we do create relationships constantly. We might have partners relationship, we might have business relationships, we might have romantic relationships, all of them, as well as values, which are the most important for us in this life, are going to be very, very intense on Wednesday, because we actually will feel it is this is the energy which pushes us to start new beginnings. New beginnings, anything which is something totally fresh, some kind of an unknown field, some kind of a, anything which is calling us, because it is something which is aligned with our true nature, with our truth self, with our essence. And the same time, it will be very strong energy of a shift away from the, let's say, I would say, compromising things. Of course, every relationship is every, let's say, adult relationship is always based on a compromise. And because this is how we meet, where there are two worlds which are representing very often something totally opposite, we always need to somehow combine our worlds on a common ground, which we call compromise. But the question is, how expensive this compromise is. What I mean is, how much do we have to pay? How much do we have to accept? How much do we have to, how much do we have to adjust in order to hold the compromise. And Wednesday energy will be very, very much about asking ourselves the question, how far do I go in order to keep the compromise? In order to keep the harmony, in order to keep the relationship, or to keep particular system of values. So that is very important day. Of course, as usually, the energy might manifest in a very, different ways. But it will be very, very important to, ask yourself a question. What do I value in my relationship? What is the most important for me? And it will be amazing opportunity to redefine any relationship you are creating right now. I mean, whatever just whatever you're taking part now, whatever you create right now, whoever partners you have, as I said, business partners, romantic partners, or any other, it is just the super, super important question, which is, how do I maintain harmony in my relationship, in my relationships, and at the same time I'm honest with myself, and I actually stand for myself. How, that's really, really, really very important questions. Okay, so that is happening on Wednesday, and then on Friday, that's again Venus in Aries, but this time she conjuncts retrograding Mercury. So Mercury is retrograding for some time, which is a season for actually for a review, for backing off, for trying to understand what is underneath, for whatever we need to communicate with ourselves, and also whatever we need to communicate with the outside world. That is a very, very good time to go a little bit deeper and just dig and see how what actually we understand about ourselves, and how can we communicate with the outside world. Of course, retrograding Mercury is always very famous because of many, many mistakes and disturbings, and stuff like that. But that is kind of something which is visible on the surface. What is the most important about this period is just it somehow move us back and create the space in which we can go deeper and see how for clarity, actually. So when Venus in Aries is makes conjunction with a Mercury, which retrogrades, that is the time for a deep, meaningful conversations. That is the time, whatever we discovered on Wednesday about what is the truth about ourselves, and what position do we take in our relationships, how much can we sacrifice for the sake of maintaining the relationship. Whatever we discover, the Friday will be a fantastic day to sit down and have important, deep, meaningful conversation, whatever we discovered on Monday. Okay, and we will need bravery, and this energy on Friday is going to really be very good. How even if the issue will be very complicated, even if we will have to confront some important issues which are actually ignored, which we ignore which we used to ignore for a longer time, as I said, for kind of a for the sake of a relationship. On Friday it will be very crucial to stop explain to stop sacrifice, to stop finding the reasons why we do some things. It will be a time for expressing the feelings, and maybe engaging very creative way of thinking, new way of thinking, not the ways we used to use up to now. Friday is going to bring this energy. So yeah, like that's fantastic. That's fantastic time to take a deeper dive and to use this opportunity to rejuvenate. Rejuvenate, is it in English? Mm, our relationships through the dialogue. Okay, so also on Friday, Sun is entering the Taurus sign. So welcome to the season of abundance. Welcome to the season of taking a pleasure, of reconnecting with the nature, taking a pleasure, feeling our body, to right after the season of being very brave, very, like fire starters, like very open for any new ideas, for adventure, for whatever is there for us to discover. Now is the time to slow down, to enjoy the life, to feel our bodies, to create the relationship with the nature, with the relationship with the material world in which we live, in which we are. This is the time for seeking comfort. As I said, this is the time for a pleasure, of course, for a beauty, of course, for art. So all of us, we are going to have this tendency to be surrounded by some kind of a very beautiful, nice comfort, which allows us to focus on our growth, to focus on our long-term goals, to focus on our building security for us, for ourselves, but also for our beloved ones, for taking care of our beloved ones, for sharing and for enjoying the fruits of our work, which we already achieved. So that is the beautiful season. You can tap to this beautiful energy, which is right now, I don't know how about US, but in Poland we have like super intense blossoming of everything. Like it feels like actually the end of a May. The green, the trees, the flowers, everything is so juicy, so beautiful. The weather is fantastic. That is exactly the Taurus season. That is to enjoy the nature. That is to celebrate this short time we are here on this physical plane on Earth, and to remind how important this journey is, and to remind that how important is the pleasant side of our lives. That in all of whatever is happening in our lives, we cannot forget to embrace what is given here on Earth for us. So that is exactly exactly the time for it. We might also, of course, have this tendency, and we might feel to take care of our security, we are going to think about how to build our wealth, how to build our possessions, how to work on our self-worth as well. That is the really very beautiful season. And then also on Friday, you see, this Friday is quite busy, and lots of things are going on Friday. But we also have the sextile of Mars in Pisces and Jupiter in Taurus. Okay, so Mars in Pisces is about, of course, Mars is a planet of desire, taking action, the movement. But in Pisces, Mars and this energy of action is really very intuitive, and it's based on compassion, which is so beautiful because the energy of Pisces somehow softens the energy of Mars. Mars is not so super strong, of course, in Pisces because it's a fire in the water, but that allows us to really, whatever we plan to do, whatever we want to create, like somehow check what's, we are not so much focused anymore on ourself when we take an action, but we check what's the surrounding, what people involved in our actions, how do they feel. We have this high level of compassion while we are taking action. So to be honest, I really appreciate this side of a Mars when Mars is in Pisces, because it creates kind of a beautiful, very sensitive and very, we really can see other people when whatever we decide to do, whatever action we take. So that's why I appreciate Mars very much. And then Jupiter in Taurus is about expansion. Jupiter in Taurus is about expansion. It's about luck. It's about pleasure. It's about beauty. It's a focus on it's expansion of our material stability. So when we have this dynamic and harmonic aspect, because sextile always works like a nice kick to start to do something new. Maybe not even new, but like it's kind of a very short, good, healthy and fresh energy, which helps us to start to do any action. So if we have expansion of a Jupiter and we have sextile in sextile with the Mars in Pisces, that is actually fantastic energy to check about what actions do we take in order to meet our dreams, for instance. What is possible for us right now to meet our needs, which are around dreams, around maybe art, around spirituality, maybe around emotions, our deep inner worlds. And Jupiter brings this ability to create practical map in order to achieve it. So that is kind of a energy which is super good to use to plan long-term goals. Like, for instance, maybe some of you are thinking about, I don't know, creating a new project, artistic project, or anything which is around, your inner world, emotional world, maybe your dreams, anything like that. Right now on Friday, that would be fantastic thing to take a minute, sit down, and to really use this energy to make a practical plan how to achieve it. And that would be, that is one of the best ways to spend this Friday. So on Friday we have this conjunction of Mercury and Venus. We have Sun in Taurus. We have sextile of a Mars and Jupiter. But then in the night, well, in Europe in the night, because I think it will be still on Friday in US in a mountain time. Yes, it's gonna be 5:55. Oh, nice hour. PM in mountain time, which will be 1:55 a.m. already on Saturday in Europe. And so again, our Mars intuition-driven actions are combining with a shaking up status quo Uranus in Taurus. So it is going to be like a meeting between artistic expressions or kind of like I don't know, actions we take as a result of a compassion, together with a change and maybe unexpected solutions for a way how we solve our security problems, or kind of like leaving the old ways how we used to do things, and now we take action, and in a really very balanced, sensitive way, in order to create new ways of how we actually can manage our security, how we can manage our how we gain possessions, how we take care of our wealth. That is really very interesting energy. So that would be good for, well, we are going to sleep probably in Poland, but in US you might really use this energy together with the one which was a conjunction with a Jupiter, to really, to be honest, take a deeper look and really like try to expect unexpected, because anything, to be honest, with Uranus, we never know, anything can happen. Uranus is this kind of a planet which brings sudden changes, some really new innovative solutions. This is the very revolutionary planet. So we always with Uranus, we can expect unexpected. So the most important thing for us then is to create this kind of a space for this kind of a thinking, like anything can happen and it's fine with me, because this is going to bring something new, something which we didn't try before, and it might be very challenging in the beginning, but if we allow those energy to move around, it can bring very, very interesting solutions. So please observe, don't be afraid of new things, allow them to flow in, and just observe them and see what is going to happen. And then we have one more word about Saturday, because there is also one aspect which is between, again, Mars in Pisces, our intuitive action taker, and Black Lilith in Virgo. So it is going to be a little bit disturbing maybe for us, because Mars in Pisces is very flowy in a way. There is no particular structure. It's a very flexible energy, and the energy which follows the emotions, energy which is not really anyhow rigid, and Black Lilith in Virgo is really very much about self-criticism, and also criticism of anything outside, so this opposition, it will be kind of like, from one hand, we will have these actions to follow our dreams, to do it in a very flowy way, very soft way. And on the other hand, we are going to have this Black Lilith in a Virgo, which will be very much about direct actions based on a particular structure, and on kind of a critical assessment. So, for instance, we might feel that we somehow put really very high our expectations. So the part of us wants to follow the dreams and wants to take action in order to do so, and then the other part of us will be like, no, this is not working, we need a plan, we need a structure, that is, you can carry on like that, you need to do something specific, it makes no sense, you're too dreamy, so we really need to find a space for those energies to just, in a way, to connect and to accept that we have both of them in our complicated nature. So we might feel this contradiction, and as usually, as we work with conflict energies in a very simple way, we allow them to happen and we focus on the breath. And okay, and then on Sunday, long awaited conjunction of a Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. So this is big. And I know lots of you are waiting for this because anything can happen. Anything can happen. So expansion, luck, like sweetness of Jupiter and abundance is meeting innovative sudden changes which are going to shake again our status quo in how we build our wealth, how we create our security, how we collect our possessions, and how we build our stability. So, to be honest, that is really, really interesting energy, which might create very sudden changes. But we need to remember that it can be challenging in the beginning because Uranus might really like turn everything upside down, like literally, like things. You need to check in where this conjunction is happening in your natal chart. So basically you go to your chart and you see where is the Taurus in your chart, in which house, because this sector of a life will be influenced by this energy. So I just would like you to remember that well, it sounds really very simple, but I know it's not simple because it's difficult for us to leave the comfort zone and so on. But please try to stay open-minded and try to remember that it's impossible that you know all the best ways how to do things. There are lots of other new ways, and you are going to learn them. This is just impossible that you know all. So if we could you know mm, accept that expansions sometimes might happen through the revolution, maybe it somehow will be easier for you. But whatever is happening, it is happening because old ways are not working anymore, and Uranus is going to bring the solutions you have never even dreamed about. So you just need to trust the process. Again, it's easy to say, but it's not easy to do. But maybe you can try. Okay, and there is also one more. There are also two aspects happening also on Sunday, and to be honest, the one. Okay, I'm gonna go quick through both of them because I've been thinking maybe I should skip one because there are so much, as you can see, there are so much energies going on in the second part and in the end of a week that it's like you're gonna be really very intense. So please remember about regular sleep and all of that, so you will be able to to digest whatever is going through us. We really need to take care of ourselves. This is the season for a Taurus, so it should be fine. It should feel natural to taking care of ourselves. But there are two aspects, and one of them is that Sun in Taurus is squaring Pluto in Aquarius. And whenever we have in a transiting Sun is in a square with whichever planet, they're always very often it feels like a really out of a vital energy. We might feel fatigue, we might feel tired, we might feel helpless, we might have this kind of as we say, like a little bit low vibrations, but in a way it's fine because something important is happening. So Sun in Taurus, this is me, my security, my values, my comfort, my beauty, my pleasure, me. While the Pluto in Aquarius is about us or them, us. our radical change, our innovation, our collective structures, us, we are unity. We are each of us, every individual, whatever you feel on a everyday level. The truth is that we are oneness. We are one consciousness. So this conflict between maintaining status quo, Sun in our Taurus, and need to evolve as a collective might be really difficult. Might be you might feel, as I said, tired, but you're gonna see by yourself. Just a lot of breathing exercises, try to observe yourself, see what is important for you, ask you important questions, continue the journaling. This is very, very helpful. And just allow things to happen, because again, this square, I feel like is really very important. So however excited the conjunction of Jupiter in Uranus is going to be, in Europe, it is in the morning. In US mountain time, it will be evening on Saturday, not on Sunday. But few hours later, you have the square, so it might feel like, it's a big change of energy. So please take proper care of yourself, and And in the end of this amazing weekend, we have crazy, crazy opportunity to transform pain into empowerment, because Venus, which represents beauty, love, pleasure, and money, is in conjunction with the Chiron in Aries. So, which is about deep, deep wounds. We've been dealing with the Chiron last week. It was really we had Kazimi, and we had crazy energies last week. So with an aspect like that is crazy, very good opportunity for healing again. And look, we started with the Venus this week, and we are actually ending this week with the Venus. So please really take a closer look of your relationships. Relationship, it's very crucial and important for us, because, in a relationship, we learn how to deal with the energy, because, when you're single, it's fine. But when you meet someone, there are two forces which try to learn each other, and it might be really very challenging, to learn, but also to stay who you really are without stretching your identity just to, please your partner. Don't do that. I mean, there are better ways for spending time. I know we all have this crazy pattern that in all of us, there is a little bit of this pleaser, because we believe that it's something positive, that is something good, that we invest in our relationship, but we really need to find the balance. And if the end of a week is bringing us the close up for our old wounds, that is actually perfect. Because why ignoring this? Why carrying on and hiding that somewhere under the carpet? That is the time to be brave, to look at this. After the conversations we had on Friday, after the whatever we observed on Wednesday, that is actually a very good time to take a look and to admit, to accept, and to heal our wounds. Whatever we believe it's difficult for us, we are not brave enough to achieve in a relationship, or whatever new field is calling us, but we are never ready to step into unknown, that is the perfect time. So, okay, thank you very much. I am I'm influenced by the retrograding Mercury. It's today I can feel that. I don't know how it sounds, whatever I talk about today, but for me, I'd like to tell you that I can feel retrograding Mercury. Let's stop here, okay? If you have any questions, please send it to me. You can find me on Patreon. I would like to take a moment to say thank you to my beautiful patrons who are supporting me, and thanks to them, I can continue my work and I can study astrology. I can share with you, and I can, serve you if you need to. So thank you so much for supporting me. I keep, a lot of gratitude for that. That is very important to me, and not only to me, to some beneficiaries of my, practice as well. You can visit my website flaviaflow.pl and read about what the amazing tool astrology is for me. I do intuitive astrology. And please don't forget to give me a like or to subscribe so we can meet next week. And thank you very much. It was a pleasure to serve you. It was an honor to serve you. I wish you a beautiful week. Thank you. Love and blessings. Namaste. Thank you.